how do you find hilot ba? What is in your mind? Do you think that hilot is a form of massage?
So, is in the context of, so I had no idea what Gila was or what it looked like. I actually, in just in my research, I did find someone local that practices Gila. In fact, her practice is called Gila Healing Hands, and she's a Gila. I actually have an appointment with her this afternoon. um, but because you touch a person's body, you
Mm,
have to have a license.
indeed.
Um, so and she works through manipulating the muscles and everything. So the closest thing that we have in the States is massage therapy. So yes, she has to be under that regulation.
Indeed.
Um, so as far as, is it a form? I mean, I think it's probably, but I don't. Yeah, again, I don't know what it totally looks like yet. She's my only person I've ever seen firsthand who's
Mhm.
done it. Um, Other than some, I think I've seen other healing, but I don't think those were healot, like in Sikihor.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that later on. But
I've been a
um,
healer at Sikihor.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I would love to talk to you about that. But okay, so but here, yeah, the closest thing is massage therapy. So like just to go through like the language, it's like yeah, it's just that language
Mhm.
that the American government can understand. So is it? I mean, technically, yes.
Yes. Okay. But actually, massage is just one factor that Hilot provides, such as because the definition of Hilot, it is the Philippine traditional medicine. So when we talk about medicine, how many forms that we can say that it is a medicine? If you treat the eye, it's only that's the only medicine that a medicine, the word medicine do. No, diba? There is also dentistry, there is also cardiology, orthopedics, etc., etc. So it means hilot is medicine, and as a hilot, it has many branch. In modern medicine, there is also pathology. Pathology studies the behavior or the beginning or the cause of an illness through laboratory testing. And actually, your course right now is the traditional pathology, no? Traditional pathology, because we want to determine what what is the cause of an illness. And usually, modern medicine uses laboratory such as saliva, blood pressure, etc., etc. But for the old or ancient tradition, they just feel the pulse, no? In order to know what are the body illness, what is the cause of the illness, and then they palpate. So if they feel that it is not caused by the body, they do. You have done tawas already, di ba? The tawas, you've done
Yeah, I did that. Yeah,
the paper tawas. So
yeah.
that naman, if there is no physical condition, they will consult with tawas if there is a spiritual factor. Because as manghihilot, we see person not only a body, but it has a spirit or a soul. So when we talk about pulse reading, it is more on the condition of the physical body, whereas in tawas, no, we study the soul or the spirit. Because in the old times naman, there is no psychology yet. No? There is no psychology yet. So that is maaring, the tawas is a form of psychiatric test. Actually, when I performed tawas to a group of medical doctors, they said that it is similar to the ink blot. I forgot the ano eh, it's ink blot method. Ink blot is like a piece of paper with black dots, and the psychologist will ask, "What do you see?"
Yeah.
It's not the doctor will define or describe, but it will ask the patient, what do you see? So if you describe what you see, or I see or a man and a woman kissing, but it was a glass. So there is some meaning about that. No? And according to them, if you see something that is if for example the patient will describe, oh, it's a demon, no, it means there is something wrong already with the mind of the person that needs to deal up or needs to be cured, no. And sometimes this psychiatrist or doctor will also prescribe only pills, no, pill syndrome or drugs or etc etc. But for us, we know that it is not only the drugs or medicine that is required to them, no, there are other ways. So the medicine that Hilot provide is not limited to what we eat, but also actions such as exercise, um, lifestyle change, environmental change. So in order to change the emotions, no, because sometimes illness, when you are ill, what do you feel? It is concerned with the feeling of pain. I feel so hot, difficulty. It is feeling, and that feeling comes from our spirit. That is, the spirit is equivalent to our mind and to our soul, or it's that's why is it the definition is psychology, diba? The word psyche is meaning spirit or mind.
Mm.
And for us, our traditional medicine understand the mind, manifestation of the mind through what we think and what we feel. And the process of tawas is parang we are concerned about the feeling of the person, what they feel. So it's not just on physical illness. So illness for us, we define it something that limit us. Anything that limit us, that takes away our freedom. So that's why in our tradition, we can also cure those who have problem financially, no, that's why we perform rituals in order to provide abundance, fertility on their field, etc etc. So on that matter, it's not only the physical aspect that we are curing or helping or dealing with to be healed, but we also heal the environment, we heal the family, because sometimes our illness does not start from us. The reason why you get anger or your blood pressure arise elevated is because you get mad. Why do you get mad? Because either the husband, the son, or your children pissed you off. That's why it elevates you. So what can we do? No, it's either to cure you because the illness does not come from you. So cure the situation from your family. So it needs to be dealt with. It's either it can be done through counseling, through telling them what to do, or conducting ritual. Actually, ritual is just a set of action. It does not do anything at all. This is the reality. This is the truth. No, there is no magical or spirits that is will come and change the environment or your life. But ritual are set of actions tapping to the mind and emotions of the person that you need to change. So,
Mm.
as a manggagamot, I cannot say directly, hey, Daphne, I don't like you because your behavior is like this. Diba? It will hurt the person. So, as a healer, we conducted ritual, our actions, our movement, our paraphernalia sets an environment that will make the person thinks what is happening, no, our actions, our movement, even the dance will give you um, a thought form of questioning what they are doing, no, and when they ask question in their mind, every time we ask a question in our mind there is an answer. So It depends upon our action if they can find the right answer to that questions. But the most easiest or effective way is to say it directly. But sometimes the problem with the person, with the people, if I tell you not to do this, the more you will do it, right? I think that is the because we might be affecting their ego. They will said, for example, if I talk to your husband or I will talk to your son, for example, they will said, who is that person to tell me like that, diba? Especially here in the Philippines, the behavior of the Filipino, they will not listen if to other people that is not that is have or that has no authority over them. The only authority for them is either their parents, their elder brothers or sister or some or whoever else. But for us as manghihilot, um, we are creating this method so that we could establish our authority, our credibility of dealing with situations. The real healing effect is when we could touch the mind and the heart of the person to do the things our advice. Even if you are a great doctor, I think you have been to a doctor, diba? What do you expect in meeting a doctor? The doctor will just talk to you, will ask you question, then write on a piece of paper what kind of medicine you will drink. It's so easy to be a doctor because they will write a prescription. But for a manghihilot, we perform rituals. The medicine that we provide is the ritual. And in order for the person to believe, no, we use also touch method of massage because massage is very what you call that um, personal. They could really feel the touch, and even the massage that we do, it give us a lesson of endurance, of of we can feel relaxation, relief, or something. It could be a mixed emotion depending on the problem. Although massage is just one thing, no, but we also use herbs, leaves, roots, barks in different way. It can be food, it could be a tea, it could be like this, no, as a charm. Although this is just nothing, but if if you make a person believe that there is a power that could help you, it will give them the ability to observe that suggestion, that mindset. No, it's a power of suggestion. So you have to make them believe that you are powerful. Though aside from that, having wearing this, no, did you know that the dress that you wear, the jacket, is made from herbs? As it is also part of hilot.
No,
What will you do if you feel cold?
I put this on. That's why I'm wearing it.
You put blanket,
Yeah.
and that blanket is being weaved not just because we need to dress up. Because right now, clothing seems to be a fashion. You dress for society and not for your health, right? But actually, you dress up because of protecting yourself from heat or cold, which is part of healthcare and to be safe. Even our house, it is part of building house. Now, it is part of hilot because living on the street is dangerous. So, you as a manghihilot, your goal is to keep out your patient from harm. And the Hippocratic oath of the doctor say harm none, no? Parang yun. You do not concoct potions you do not concoct poisons to harm your patient. But instead, your goal is to save your patient from any harm. It doesn't say from pain, but harm. So here, we could determine na parang there is a big debate. What is harm? There is so much interpretation on that. But for us on Hilot, no, as long as the functions of your life, the life force within you, is not obstructed, it's not limited, it's not been blocked, there is no harm. So pulse reading is really important as well to determine if there is some organs that been blocked, if there are some organs that been hindered its activity, or if there are some organ that is weak. No? So our ancestors taught us to shake hands. It's not just shaking hand. We shake hand not because, oh, how are you? Of formal good manners. It's not. It is feeling the warmth of your blood, the activity of your heart and your organs. If you are welcoming, very welcoming. That's why our traditional handshake is not just only like this. It's like this,
Mm.
from palm to wrist. Then after shaking hands like this, our ancestor placed their hands on the chest in a form of respect. So even our hand gesture of handshake, of welcoming one another, is a form of unifying our kapwa. Kapwa is kaputol ng kaluluwa. It's not just like the other fellow human being, but our fellow human being is connected to us. The reason why we handshake is to feel if that person really belongs to us. If that person will give that good vibe to us. So as manghihilot as well, no, our method of of determining their body is not only by tawas but also to sensing their pulse.